few crew introductions outside untying lines. We have Brian.
Step forward. Thank you very much. Just got a clear little left trajectory.
Yeah, I know the water looks hella blue over here. Just like he's about to do, make sure you turn around. Go down backwards. You hear that, Joe? Have you ever had eggs? Oh yeah. Hold on.
If you're taking pictures today, make sure you turn your flash off. Now, viewports are about 3.5 inches thick, so that flash is just going to bounce off of that viewport back onto your camera. You're going to get a great picture of your own flash, but not the cool fish and coral we see down here. Now, if you guys are looking at your cell phones, you might have realized you have lost all cell phone reception. Unfortunately, no Facebook, no Twitter, no Snapchat for the next 45 minutes, guys. We do recommend that you turn your phone on airplane mode or submarine mode. That way it's not searching for service. It'll make your battery last quite a bit longer. Now, since we've lost the ability to use our cell phones, we have also lost the ability to use our VHF radios. So for us to communicate with our crew back up on the surface, we have to use what we call an underwater telephone. It is a type of hydrophone. It's the same technology scientists listen into dolphins and whales. We've just modified it a little bit, made it into basically a walkie-talkie. So we're going to listen into our pilot today, Captain Danny Vanell, as she makes her first communications check with our surface crew. Let's listen in.
All right, everybody, good afternoon. Welcome aboard the Atlantis number 10. Putting final touches on the ballast, making our way into the reef. We're going to establish communications with that surface crew on that underwater telephone line. Surface line,
Alright guys, so with that communications check, we are now free to roam around our 25-acre dive site here. Now, before we start talking about all the things we are already seeing, I am first going to turn your attention to the front of the submarine. I am waving at one side of the submarine. You folks over here are on the port side of the submarine. Got a digital depth gauge right up here that keeps track of how low we are at all times. So this is port. What does that make this side? Way ahead of me. Yes, you are the starboard side of the submarine. We also have a digital depth gauge there in the back. Now, do remember what side of the submarine you're on, either port or starboard. And we'll be pointing out different things, port and starboard. So as you can see, we have come up on our coral reef system here in Kona. Now, Kona boasts one of the healthiest reef systems in the world. So all this coral we're getting great views of here. Very alive, very healthy. Now, one of the first things you might notice about the coral is the color. You might have thought it was going to be a bit more vibrant in color. Well, in all actuality, it's quite colorful. Although the deeper we go in the ocean, the less ability we have to see colors. Colors actually get absorbed by the water column. In fact, at 20 feet, the color red goes away entirely. If any of you had any red clothing on up at the surface, or take a look at the red flowers that were in your hair, they're purple now. So that's a great example of how colors actually change. Marine protected area. So it is illegal to take any fish off of this reef for any commercial reasons. Commercial fishing, that aquarium trade, and they take it pretty seriously too. It's about a $50,000 fine per fish if you are caught. So we are starting to see their numbers increase. Unfortunately, a very, very slow process out here. There is just a ton of these owama out in this area. In fact, this is probably the most owama I've seen, well, definitely all day, but for sure in the last week or so. Tons of these guys cruising through. Now, starboard side, these little white fish with black rims around the outside. They almost look like little opened up Oreo cookies. Those guys are our silver dollar damsel, or the Hawaiian bacillus. Very cute little fish, right? Those guys are actually very, very aggressive. They live most of their lives over one patch of coral, and they're going to do anything in their power to protect that patch of coral. So much so that they're known to attack scuba divers and snorkelers. It doesn't really hurt, it ends up tickling more than anything else, but they will get right up in front of your mask and they let out a little chirp or a little bark. You can audibly hear it under the water. Try and chase you away from their home there. So over the years they have coined the nicknames the Chihuahuas of the reef system. Very cute, but very vicious little fish. There you go, portside. Some good views of those guys. Here comes one of those bluefin trevally there. No. What happened? Did you have a question? No. You can shout it out.
He's just being a smart.
Okay, fair enough. Now, as you look down in the coral here, we have a few different species of coral on our dive site here. The three main types that we see out here are finger coral. That's that coral that most of it looks like fingers. Then we have mound coral. That's the coral that looks like mounds of fluffy mashed potatoes. And plate coral. Plate coral looks like stacked up soggy plates. Now those are the three main types of coral that we see on our dive site here. We do have other types that aren't quite as prevalent. Antler coral, rice coral, cauliflower coral. But these are the three main types that we see. Get some beautiful views. Yep, there are some tires down here. We're going to see quite a few tires actually. So the reason for the tires down here, back in the day, Kona was known as a cattle town. They used to actually bring the cows down from the mountain. What they do is they swim them out onto barges here in the bay. The barges couldn't go right up to the pier, so they'd swim them off the pier, load them onto those barges. So a lot of these tires have fallen off those barges throughout the years. Oftentimes boats use tires as fenders or bumpers. So a lot of them have fallen off boats. If you lose a bumper, you're not going to come down and get it. Now, slug things that are down in the sand. Those are sea cucumbers. Looks like giant garden slugs laying down in the sand. They are a type of filter feeder. So they're actually cleaning the debris off of the ocean floor. Kind of gross, but very interesting. Their mouth and their rear end are the same. So they suck it in, digest it, so we can listen in on our
Surveyors Atlantis 10, we touched down off the ocean floor 107 just inshore of Marine, requesting heading return. 34 feet 090 Arizona Lane.
Alright, so my pilot is going to send up a big bubble of air. You can hear that noise. That's that bubble going all the way up to the surface. So we didn't actually get a submarine with a periscope. So we have no idea what's happening above us. We send that bubble of air up. Our surface crew is going to use their small boat to find that bubble. They're going to clear the area. Any boats, swimmers, paddleboarders, things like that, they will then give us permission to surface. Once they have given us that permission to surface, we're going to fill our ballast tanks with air, which makes us extremely positively buoyant. We go cruising the rest of the way up. Do keep your phones and cameras handy. Sometimes we catch up with the bottom part of that bubble. It might look like we're floating through a champagne flute.
Yes,
The bubbles are going down as we are going up.
Reading reviews and stuff, and they said you don't need it if you're going to only be like around 15-20 feet. You need it when you go like deep.
Roger, understand. Clear to surface passing 68 feet. Switching to the VHF radio. Isolating broken gestures. Floating air bows. Holding on all out.
The video is crazy. Like, you see how we look, right?
Alright guys, so we're going all the way back up to the
look at the
surface.
video.
Hold on to your seats, everybody, because here we go.
Bubbles, 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 bubbles.
Oh,
something's on us, your mom probably again.
No, you tell me. I guarantee you that.
I don't know, 'cause the last time you didn't say nothing. Rain bubbles.
Break the glass. There's a boat. I think there's a boat. Right there.
It's probably their boat.
Is it a boat? Is it a boat right there?
It's ours. The boat that's coming to get us.
Oh.